actually doing to look after your mental health? I think sometimes we actually really neglect that until we are struggling mentally, right? Even maybe 5 minutes in the morning, just to give yourself time to sit there with a cup of coffee or tea and just to sit there and just breathe. Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. So Chin Yang here and I hope you guys are doing well. So just gonna bring you guys along to a day in the life with me. So today I'm headed out to Piha, which is this beautiful beach here in New Zealand. So I thought, why not bring you guys along? I'm doing a quick photo shoot just to get some content, just because it's getting into the winter now, so I know that if I don't get some content now, I'm gonna be literally contentless for a very long time. And it's probably the most first world problem for some of you guys, but when you work on social media and a lot of it is based on, you know, your photos and what you're pushing out, it does pay to just get some content ahead of time so that 2-3 months down the line, I'm sorted. I'm not gonna be sitting there like, oh my God, I have no photos. I have to go out and grab photos and it's freezing. So I'm just gonna go and get some done today. So you guys probably would have met James like in a few vlogs before when I just came back to Auckland. He was a photographer and I've just got him again today. So yeah, we're gonna be headed down there. So this morning pretty much just started my day as usual with just replying to my client messages, just catching up on anything that's been coming through over the night. I have a few calls tomorrow booked as well for May starters, and then we are fully booked. I'm just closing my books for a while. I will have people starting probably towards the end of May, but few changes happening. I'm training up a new coach as well, so I already know who it is. We've had a few calls and it's super exciting, so I just need to make sure that she's all nice and trained up. She has the exact same philosophies. I see a lot of potential in her. Like, yeah, I'm very excited to just kind of also stretch her to a new level and just to see her grow as well. I think it's such a blessing, I think, to be in a position where I can I can create a job for someone, a job that, you know, they're also really passionate about, to make it easier to also break into the industry, to give my knowledge and my expertise straight to someone so that they don't have to go through these struggles of, just like building up a business, like learning on the go, and I guess all the things that I had to go through. It's like being a mentor to someone. I don't know, like I've always loved just like coaching, and I think coaching clients from their fitness perspective, but now also coaching a coach and getting her up to speed is going to be super, super exciting. So that's been going on as well. Tonight, I also do have a webinar with my girls, so with my in-house psychotherapist, all about coping skills today. So that is going to be very interesting because, you know, again, a lot of us don't have the best coping skills. We kind of go for food, you know, the Ben & Jerry's, the ice cream, the chocolate. You know, I feel you. So that's going to be really helpful for my girls as well. Anyways, I'll just bring you guys along to what happens today instead of me just explaining everything. So I have just packed pretty much like a few bikinis in a suitcase. I'm not going far, but anytime I go anywhere, I usually take a suitcase with me because it's just easier. It's easier. So we have the blue suitcase that I love. Got some makeup in here, some moisturizer because my skin is always very dry. I heard that apparently it's because of low estrogen levels maybe. Apparently that is a symptom. I've always wondered why my skin was so dry. I have a few like cute dresses that if I have time I'll put on. And then those are my bikinis. I've realized that I kind of just only have 2 color schemes going on. Didn't realize I was into my greens and my blues, but apparently I am. And then just bought some comfy clothes to put on after the shoot because we'll be back after sunset, and I'm gonna guess that I am probably gonna get cold and I will just want to put on like some comfy clothes. Yeah, like with photo shoots, I'm always very lazy with them. You'd think that as someone, again, who works on social media, who has to create content, that maybe I love being in front of the camera, I love like taking photos, but honestly, I'm the most lazy person. Like, I cannot be asked doing my makeup and just like getting in front of a camera looking good. Like, I am just always so comfy in my like loungy clothes. So every time I have like a photo shoot, like when I know that I need some photos, I'm like, oh my God, I have to like get myself together and look decent and just go in front of a camera and smile. So yeah, that is a little insight into who I really am. I am just like a grandma and I enjoy being in my pajamas and in my my comfy clothes. But yeah, anyways, so that's all packed up. I'm just gonna make some food now before I leave. So found some really lovely beef cutlets. So basically I always have my mince, but I found these in the store. So they're grass-fed beef stir fry. They're so good. I never was into like steak or like beef, but I have found a new obsession with this. You guys know me, when I find something I like, I have it like every single day until I find something else I like. And then I have that for the rest of my life. So yeah, I am very repetitive with what I eat. And then I've been loving my muffin splits, so gonna have those two, and then we will be off, and I will catch you guys probably in the car and then down to Piha. And say hi to the vlog.
Hey, hey.
It's James again. So pretty. Okay guys, so we've just finished up, and can we just like admire this sunset? Like, oh, it's actually beautiful. So that is pretty much a wrap. An amazing photographer got me fully submerged in the water, but it was worth it. And I'm very excited to show you guys the photos. If you guys are in like New Zealand or Auckland base, he'll probably fly to London as well. If you guys need a photographer or a videographer, I will drop his Instagram in the description below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys back home. Alright guys, so back home now, and I'm just quickly making some dinner because I have 40 minutes until our girls' call with our in-house psychotherapist today. So tonight's dinner is, what is it? Let me ask my fitness pal because I have already logged it in. So just some beef stir fry because, as you guys already know, when I like something I keep having the same stuff. Edamame beans because apparently it is good for your menstrual cycle. It has a lot of soy and apparently that's good for your menstrual cycle. Google told me so, and I've been speaking to some other girls who have had hormonal issues after competing, and that's apparently what they've been recommended. So who knows? I love edamame beans anyways, so we're gonna have some of that, and then some vegetables because vegetables are good for you, and then I will obviously have my dessert, which will be my yogurt bowl and probably some other stuff. I still have quite a few carbs left, so we'll see how we go, but I'm just gonna have a quick meal before I have the training, and then I'll just finish the rest of my food later. But that was such a lovely shoot. Again, like I always dread photo shoots, but then when I'm there, I'm like, oh, I'm loving this. Like, this is awesome. And it was so much fun. And I think it just also reminded me that there are so many nice places in New Zealand that I forget about. Like, I literally have this stuff in my backyard. Well, not my backyard, but like, you know, like a 30-40 minute drive. But I'm always like, my heart's always like, oh, I want to go travel. I want to go somewhere. But it's like, maybe I should just like remind myself that I have these things around me, like these beautiful places. But I think sometimes we forget that, you know, we have so many beautiful places close to us and we're always trying to seek something that's further away. And maybe that's human nature. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's always the case, right? Like, you don't know what you have until like it's gone or until you go somewhere else. Like, same thing with like even the beaches around here, like the ones that aren't as far as this one. This one's not even that far. I kind of took the scenery for granted until I went to London, and then I was like, oh, I really miss like, you know, the parks and the scenery. But it was something that I never really just thought about when I grew up here. So if you guys take away anything, like just a big reminder, like be grateful for what you have around you. Like sometimes, you know, we don't live in the present really. We're always thinking about what we want, what we wish we could have, you know, what's better. The grass is always greener on the other side, but I think we forget that, you know what, the grass is already quite green where we are, and it is just about being a bit more aware of what we already have. Anyways, I'm gonna put together my dinner now, and yeah, I'm gonna jump on the webinar and I'll probably catch you guys afterwards. I'll probably add in some like snippets from the webinar as well, anything that I find really useful. But yeah, I will catch you guys in a bit, and I'm so excited to show you guys the photos from today because it was so much fun. And yeah, I think the photos are gonna turn out quite well. Like the sunset was beautiful, the beach was beautiful. I'm beautiful, I'm kidding. No, like everything was really nice. So yeah, I'm very excited. Okay, so dinner is ready and we have some broccoli and cauliflower, more cauliflower than broccoli really, edamame, some coleslaw, my beef that I have overcooked. It's actually not too overcooked, it's definitely not medium rare because I'm not a medium rare girl. And then some potatoes. I like my meat definitely cooked. Let's just say that because I'm a bit scared of food poisoning. But I'm just gonna eat this and then I'm gonna hop on my webinar training. Excuse all this. Yeah.
So we need to take a step back down again and come back to the minimum, okay? So all your coping skills should have a minimum and a maximum. So if you imagine if your exercise is a coping skill, right? So let's imagine you Chin Yang, right? in your green zone, you are like, I'm going to smash my glutes. I am going to, you know, get on that Stairmaster. I am going to smash everything. I'm going to get like 15,000 steps. That is the peak, right, of your coping skill. Let's imagine something terrible happens and life adversity really gets in the way and you're feeling incredibly low and you feel like you don't have the energy to do that. We need to bring your coping mechanism down. Okay. So you need to know what your minimum is. Maybe your minimum is you go and you train shoulders, or you just do 4,000 steps a day, but that has to be your minimum that you do every day. And then you are aware of kind of, well, that's my minimum. That's what I have to achieve today. So you're not placing that really high expectation of a coping mechanism on you, because that's just going to, you know, overwhelm you.
Hello, so good morning. It is the next morning and you are now in my office space with me. So I've just made myself a nice little coffee and dunked a Biscoff biscuit in it because, guys, when it melts and it just becomes soft and your coffee and you've got the froth on it, nothing beats that in the morning. So I've just gone for a morning walk as well. Like, that is pretty much what I've been doing every morning now, and it really just, it gets my mind in the right place. Sometimes like I fall off track with that kind of morning walk and I get lazy, but I do really recognize the benefits of it. So I'm making sure to get myself out of the house, chuck on a podcast. Right now I am listening to the School of Greatness. Loving his stuff. I'm just going through all his old podcasts I haven't actually listened to or caught up to. And today is Friday, so it is client check-in, so that's what I'm gonna start off with now. Hey girls, so hope you've had a lovely week. So I understand that this weekend you've had a lot of social gatherings, which means that it is harder to obviously stay on track or be on your meal plan, and that is absolutely fine, okay? If it's once in a while, like, it is important that you are having that 80-20 balance where you are living your life and just being present. As I have always said, it's a perfect time and opportunity to really practice intuitive eating. Tracking or bring on a meal plan, that's not really a skill, you know, not a lifelong skill. That's a way for you to really put in the actions and the methods to get you towards your goals. But, you know, when you get there and when you want to see yourself sustaining this lifestyle, it is about being able to eat intuitively. Now, in terms of being sick, I'm sorry to hear about that, and I'm really glad that you did not do your sessions. There's no problem, like one missed session or a week of just missed sessions because you have been sick is not the end of the world. It's about longevity here. Rest at times is just as important, if not more important. There's time and place for everything. It's not about being on track on a program. It's about this lifestyle, right? When you're sick, naturally weight's going to come up a little bit just because you're inflamed, your body is not feeling great. It's going to hold on to more water. But the fact that you've been intuitive and your weight's pretty much been the same, I think again that is showing that you have a lot more control over food. So let's get back onto it. Let me know if you need anything, if you have any questions, but I'm very proud of you for this week and I hope that you are feeling better. Rest up this weekend and let's have a fabulous week ahead. I think sometimes we come into this thinking that, you know, if we've had a good streak of weeks, which you have, everything seems to be going too well, that it's going to continue and we're never going to struggle or meet a challenge, but life happens, you know, and we sometimes will be struggling. What are the small things that I could do that's going to make me feel better? Slowly layer things brick by brick to get yourself back to where you were 2-3 weeks ago, where things were just going super easy, right? What are you actually doing to look after your mental health? I think sometimes we actually really neglect that until we are struggling mentally, right? Even maybe 5 minutes in the morning, just to give yourself time to sit there with a cup of coffee or tea and just to sit there and just breathe. Okay, it's very easy to nitpick the small things that you're struggling on, but you are already doing so much, okay? Like the fact that you're on this program, the fact that you've gotten started, you know, the fact that you have been changing your habits and you've been showing up for yourself the best that you can, those are amazing things. Now, in terms of plan-wise, so I know that you said you've been struggling with some late night cravings. We feel like we have these cravings, but it's rather us trying to find that comfort food that's going to give us that maybe instant gratification. Ultimately, yeah, in that moment, we feel like, oh my God, it's making me feel good. But then 5 minutes later, you feel sick and you don't feel great because you're like, well, I'm going to wake up tomorrow just feeling bleh in myself because I've had way too much sugar, right? And looking at, okay, what can I do instead to cope better? And the training last night on coping mechanisms, I think is going to help you so much. It looks at the triggers, it looks at, okay, what are the coping mechanisms that we typically go for? I just want us to keep things the same and just focus on the small things we can do on a day-to-day basis that's going to make us feel better. Once mentally we're feeling better, physically things are going to be a lot easier. So let's prioritize mental health right now, and let me know what your key takeaways are for accountability so I make sure that you are watching that training. What I've realized is that because all my clients are like all over the world, the time zones, every time we have a call where it's my evening and UK morning, most people can't turn up because I think that's where the US is actually asleep. And then for the girls in the UK, they're actually working. I think that time zone only really caters for like the girls in like Singapore or Asia, but then even then that's like the afternoon. So I understand that obviously people on a Thursday are busy. So I finally figured this out. I think the best timing is my like 6 or 5 a.m.s and the UK 7 p.m. depending on like daylight savings. So we're just gonna go with that moving forwards. It's just so much easier just having one like time. But like at the start I was like, oh, I have to cater for all these different time zones, just maybe we'll do like morning and night calls. But yeah, I think it just got too confusing. It was too hard for everyone to show up. But that is recorded anyways, and I had just inserted some clips before this, so I hope you guys took some insight from that. But it has been really, really helpful having Jean within the community, because you know, like so many things that we struggle with in our fitness journey really isn't, as I always say, the exercise, doing some reps, or you know, eating certain foods, but it's what's happening in our minds, right? Like our coping skills, things that you know we aren't really taught, our all or nothing mindset, self-sabotage, all of those things I think makes this journey so much harder. So if we can just pinpoint that, get you firing away and operating at a higher level mentally, all the physical stuff is just going to happen. Like if you're trying to lose weight, that is the end result. Like instead of focusing on that, focus on the actions that you have to do. And to actually do those actions, you need to get your mind in the right place to want to do those actions and to be proactive with those actions. I speak so much with my hands. So yeah, that was really, really insightful. And I even learned so much as well. Like my coping skills used to be food for a very long time. And I think sometimes it is like, even how we brought up, because my mum would always kind of go towards food, or she'd be like, oh Junia, you're stressed out, go buy a burger, you know, like it's exam season, go make sure you're eating enough. Food is like fuel for your brain. And like, yes, to an extent, but it's not when you're eating like burgers and fries and like ice cream because you're so stressed out, right? And like even I see her now sometimes when she's like on her period, like instead of just having like a few bites of chocolate, she'll have like a whole massive bag. So I think sometimes it is like your upbringing, and it's okay if you're fine with it, right? Like if that doesn't stress you out, but also for most people it makes you feel worse if your coping mechanism isn't something that's sustainable or something that's actually in line with your goals or what's going to make you feel better in like an hour's time. Like it's instant gratification. It's something we seek quickly to soothe us, but it doesn't soothe us in the long term. So different coping mechanisms we talked about were like just like looking at like senses, looking at different things that are also going to give you that gratification, cleaning. But yeah, like a lot of insightful stuff. So if you guys are interested in knowing more from those trainings, let me know. If you just flick me a DM on Instagram, I'm more than happy to actually show you some of the recordings, because I think it would be really beneficial. Obviously this is for my clients, so I'm not going to share all of it, but anything that perhaps you guys are struggling with, more than happy to help in that aspect. Anyways, I'm gonna start with my check-ins now. Today is quite a packed day. I've got 2 consultation calls with 2 new joiners. May has been pretty epic. It's only like what, how many days into May? 6 days, and our spots are pretty much all filled up, so I will have some starting later in May when my client success coach is pretty much all comfortable and ready to go. And then we have training. So I've got legs. I pushed back my leg workout from Monday because I wasn't feeling well. I think I just had like a throat infection or something. I think I burnt my throat and then it just got infected. I think yeah, my potatoes came out of the oven, they were way too hot and I just ate it, and then the next day I had a sore throat, so that was that. So I pushed legs for today, and then I'm gonna go out for pasta, so I'll bring you guys along. Okay, so all client work is done, ignore my washing, but thought I'd just show you guys my new mirror. How pretty is it? Oh, anyways, so client check-ins are done, and I'm just gonna quickly have my pre-workout meals. So I have some rice as usual, my muffin split, some Biscoff on the muffin split, which is so nice when it's melted, some prawns because I ran out of beef and just don't have time to go buy beef at the moment. So I've got some prawns, some steak that I do have left, or beef that I do have left, and then 10 grams of peanut butter. It's like this all butter thing from Fix and Fogs, but it's like a mix of like different seeds, different butters, just a lot of wholesome stuff together in a jar. So I thought I'd get that. So I'm just gonna quickly finish this, and then I will be off to train legs, and then I cannot wait for pasta, guys. Are you excited for pasta? Because I am excited for pasta, so I will catch you guys probably when I'm having pasta. I'll bring you guys along to the gym, but Just depending on how busy it is and how much time I have, I may or may not film the training session. But if I don't catch you at the gym, I will catch you at the most important part of the day, pasta. Hello guys, so different backdrop, clearly not the gym anymore, but I hope you guys enjoyed that little montage of probably the most deathly session of my week. It's just like everything that you would want to cry from put together, especially these split squats, but it's okay, we are done and we survived. So I am now at Sam's place, hence her bedroom, and we're just getting ready to go for dinner, which I'm very excited about, but I don't know what to wear, so this is not going to help me asking you what I should wear because this is going to be up after then, but we have two options guys. So we have the leather skirt and the crossover neck thingy, halter neck, there we go, halter neck blue top, or we have like a white skirt here with a crop top that you tie on the ends. You can't really wear a bra with it, and girls, like if you're like me and you have no boobs, it's so hard to keep these tops up. But then it's probably harder when you have like massive boobs. So it's like a lose-lose situation. But which one should we go for? Take a guess which one I'm gonna choose. We're going out for dinner, so that's a little like, that's a little hint. Okay guys, so we have arrived for dinner and the flash is Sam taking photos. Because, you know, IG live, but this place is so good. We just had the antipasti, so we had like focaccia, not bruschetta, focaccia. We had some cheese, yeah, and now we're having the main meal, which is what is it? Al dente. It's very nice though. You can't go wrong with pasta and carbs in general. Hello, so it is the next morning and just wanted to wrap up this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on Friday with me. Hopefully you guys enjoy just spending the day with me. And yeah, like honestly, life has been pretty wholesome since coming back. It's funny though, because I think not many people vlog here in New Zealand or Auckland. At least that's also what I've heard from some of my friends who do YouTube here. They're like, yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, it's a bit hard just carrying my camera around. And I haven't really continued with it because people just find it a bit strange. It's probably just because it's not as common. Because in the UK, like, I literally will just walk around with my camera and I'm just talking like this and people are like, okay, some people will give you stares, but most people kind of know what you do. Whereas here, like when we were out for dinner, I like brought out my camera and my friends were like, what are you doing? And like personally, I don't care. Like I am the type of person that will just do my thing and I'm just like, I don't care what people think as long as I'm not harming you. Like, yeah, like I don't really get embarrassed anymore. I think it's because I'm so used to just being on social media that I'm like, you get what you see, like whatever. But yeah, my friends were like, I think they found it a bit awkward, I'm not sure. But I was like, do you guys want to be on vlog? They were like, oh, I'm not sure. And I was like, okay, that's no worries. But no, dinner was fabulous regardless. We then end up going to Ben and Jerry's. And typically, like, I like my ice cream with things in it. So I usually like create like a sundae bowl at home. So I'm not the type that usually will be like, oh, I want ice cream for dessert. I'm typically more like, I want a brownie or like a cake or something like substantial to eat. But ended up getting, so I walked in being like, I'm not gonna get anything. Ended up getting 2 scoops of ice cream on a cone. I was like, of course, like this would happen. But their chunky monkey flavor, so good. Never had it, but it was amazing. It was just like, it was a banana flavored ice cream with like walnut pieces, and I think it had like other like caramel pieces in it or chocolate pieces, but so good. And then I had the, what was it, the overnight fudge, or the Jimmy Fallon fudge one. It was literally just like chocolate with like brownie pieces and like caramel and fudge, and oh, so good. So that was delicious. I finished it within like 1 minute. I need to slow down when I eat. Anyways, that was a really, really lovely night. And it's been just lovely having a bit more downtime and just like time with friends and family. But anyways, I will love you and leave you guys here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoying just snippets of New Zealand as well. Wasn't the beach just beautiful? Piha was just stunning. Yeah, wow, that was just like, it looks like there's a filter on that beach. Like I walked there and I was like, wow, I forgot this existed. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying snippets of Auckland. If you guys want to see anything else, maybe like tours, foodie tours, anything related, just drop it in the comments below. And I would love to show you guys a bit more of life here back at home. And yeah, other than that, have a lovely rest of your week, guys. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new here. Let's keep building this channel and building this community. If you haven't joined me over on Instagram, that's cz.fit. Would love to see you guys there, and I will catch you guys very soon. Bye.